What is going on? My name is Jonathan Lyman of the Jonathan Lyman brand, and I am here to talk about it, man. Young Rock. Before we get into it, though, I want to thank the sponsor of the Jonathan Lyman brand. That is MANSCAPED. Got support for the Jonathan Lyman brand. It's brought to you by MANSCAPED, and they are the best at below the waist grooming. Fellas, I know you like me. Try to use other trimmers before and it ain't go right. You hit the zzz and it ain't go good. You be hitting them high notes. But you ain't gotta worry about that now. That pain is real. You ain't gotta worry about it no more. Because now Manscaped has gone out and created the greatest trimmer of all time, the Lawnmower 3.0. And with that Lawnmower 3.0, it's the best thing going today. It has upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor, quiet stroke technology. It has an LED light. It has so many great things that's going to help you groom down there and be the best possible you can be. But y'all ain't got to take my words for it. What you need to do is experience for yourself. Go and get yourself 20% off and free shipping with the code JLB at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Make sure to use that code JLB. Your balls will thank you. It's a great product. But now let's get into that young rock. Started off, around the park. Him talking about the rock wanting to be president in 2032. They go and they talk, they do their thing. Then the Rock goes getting to that wrestling thing, man. Talk about how back in 1982, his dad was wrestling Hawaii. So it was great times. We showed them going back and forth, showed them leaving the arena. And I thought the whole Carl Brothers joke was funny because, granted, back in the day, Soul Man, Rocky Johnson, and Carl Brothers kind of looked alike, but not really. He always talked about working the gimmick. So they had a nice car. The house, not so much, but they had a nice car. Always got to work that gimmick, man. And then it was time for Rocky to get paid. So him and the family went over to Grandma's house. For those of you who do not know, the Rock's grandmother was over that territory in Hawaii. So that's why he said it's time for him to go get paid. You got to get that money, man. And then when they were over there, everybody was over there, man. JYD, the Samoans, Sheik, Andre the Giant, everybody was there. They're chilling, having a great time. They showed that respect in the show. It was great. So the High Chief, Peter Maivia, the High Chief. The man who got this whole thing going. So they did respect for him. But then the Young Rock made a mistake. He said the F word. He said fake. You don't say that in professional wrestling. What are you doing, man? You got to do better. He said the F word. Andre the Giant picked him up like this and got him. He got him right. It was it was something, man. And then it ended up with they were supposed to go out and eat. And they didn't. Rocky Johnson supposed to take him out for ice cream. They did. They ended up going to a place with Andre. Rocky's mother ends up telling Young Rock, hey, we're going to be okay and different things to make him feel good. She was working a gimmick on him to keep him in high spirits. Then we get back from the commercial. We go back in Rock in 1987. A little bit older Rock now. Telling us how he stole. Because if you follow The Rock, you know about his past. Basically, he moved to a new school. He saw this cute little girl. He was like, my name is Tomos. He like, man, Dwayne, this ain't it, fam. I gotta tell my name is Tomos. Had to fake it till you make it, man. I get it. The Rock had $103. And he was talking about the job and everything. And they saw a guy. He was like, man, you want to buy a car? Here's a car. And they paid $103 for it. And then when they got it, him and the buddy, they found out it was a homeless guy in the back. So they pulled over, did everything right with him. He actually stayed. Raffle. This is where we meet Raffle. They keep going and everything. He actually gave Rock some good advice. And so the Rock ends up picking up his mother in the car. And they had a great time. And then he goes back out. And apparently it was two other homeless guys in the car too. It was just crazy. And then things goes. Unfortunately, Waffle ends up dying in the car. Dwayne says, "Peace out. I'm gone. I ain't about this life. I don't need all of that." Then we go back to the time when The Rock went to the U, and we see Coach O, who is one of the guys who came up with all them great catchphrases from The Rock. They didn't talk about that, but that's something we all know that Warren Sapp said in the day that Coach O had all those catchphrases. And then Rocky Johnson came in there like an hour early, saying, "Man, his son gonna be on the BD box, hyping him up." And Rocky Dwayne was like, "What?" I had to call him on his job and tell him, "What you doing, fam?" And then, I'm hyping you up. And then Rocky had to leave because he had to, do his job. And then Rock pretty much explained at the end that his dad helped push him to do things that he would not have necessarily done on his own. So obviously The Rock always has great respect for his father who passed away, and always had the love and memory from the end of the episode. Overall, I thought it was a great episode. Big wrestling fan here. Thought it was great. Let me know what you all thought about Young Rock in the comment section